Assalamu alaikum. Hello viewers, hope you're all well and enjoying your life. I welcome you all to the channel of Learn with MW. Don't go anywhere. In this video, we will be discussing some amazing stuff about noun numbers. So, the writer have written in their book that in English they are basically two numbers. One is singular number and the other one is plural number. As we are all familiar with these type of the number, that's what is singular number, what is plural number. I'll just give you a short introduction. So, singular number, a noun that basically denote one person or thing is said to be in the singular number. For example, boy. For example, boy. So boy is a singular number. For example, cow. So this is basically a singular number. A number or a noun that basically denote one person or one thing is said to be in the singular number. So now what is plural number? A noun that denotes more than one person or thing is said to be in the plural number. When someone says boys, for example, boys, cows, tables. So a noun that denote one person or thing is said to be in a singular number, while a noun that denote more than one person or thing is said to be in plural number. Viewers, now we will be discussing how plurals are formed from the singular in a very interesting and a conceptual way, and in the style of native people and in the style of grammarian. So let's begin. Now we will be discussing how plurals are formed from the singular. But remember that there are a lot of techniques or the method that how plurals are formed from the singular. We will be discussing step by step that techniques and that method that how plurals are formed from the singular. Now the first method or the first technique is the plural of noun is generally formed by adding s to the singular. At the end of that singular we just put s, and as a result its plural are formed. For example, this is boy. This is boy. So at the end of the boy we place the word s. So that's why boys is now the plural of boy. Now similarly, pins is basically the plural of pin by adding only s to the singular pin. And in the similar way, we just add s to the book. As a result, books is now the plural of book. So the first method is that the plural of noun is generally formed by adding s to its singular. As a result, plural of that noun are formed. Now we will discussing the second technique that how plurals are formed. Now we will discussing the second technique that how plurals are formed from the singular. So remember that in the English grammar there are several nouns that basically end in s, sh, ch or x. So how their plurals are formed? So the writer have written in their book that we will just add es to its singular, so as a result their plural will be formed. For example, this is class. So remember the class end with s. So as a result we will just add es. So now the classes is the plural of singular class. In a similar way, dish. So the dish basically ends with sh. So now as a result we will just again add es. So dishes is now the plural of dish. In a similar way, match. Match end with ch. In a similar way we will just add es. So now matches is the plural of match. And the similar way, box. So box basically ends with x. So we will again just add es. So now boxes is the plural of box. So I will, in a short, I can say to you people that the nouns they basically end in s, sh, ch or x. In a similar way, we will just add only es. So as a result, their plural will be formed. So we have discussed the first method and then we have discussed the second method. Now we are discussing the third method that how plurals are formed from the singular. We are discussing the third technique that how plurals are formed from the singular. So remember that nouns ending in y preceded by a consonant form their plural by changing y into I, and at the end we will just add es. So now for example you will learn easily. For example, look at that. This is a noun army, and the noun army basically end with the y, and before the y there is a consonant preceded by the consonant, meaning before y there is a consonant, m is a consonant. So that y will change here into I, and just we will add es. So as a result, armies is now the plural of army. In a similar way, story. Story basically end with Y and preceded by consonant which is R here. So Y will change into I and adding ES. So now stories is basically the plural of story. Now for example here city. City also end in Y and preceded mean before Y there is a consonant which is T here. So now the Y will change into I and we will just add ES at the end. So now cities is basically the consonant of the singular city. Sorry, the plural of city. So now in this third technique we have learned that noun that end in Y and preceded by the consonant. So their plural will be formed by just changing Y into I and adding ES at the end. For example, army. So Y change into I and we just add ES here. So armies is basically the plural of army. In the similar way, stories, and cities. So we have learned the third technique as well. Now we will discussing the fourth technique, that how the plurals are formed from the singular. Now we will discussing the fourth technique, which is how plurals are formed from the singular. So the fourth technique is the noun that basically end in F or FE. Noun that basically end in F or FE form their plurals by changing F or FE into V, and at the end we will just add ES to it, the plural, so as a result plural will be formed. For example, through example you will learn easily. For example, look at it, thief. So the thief here is noun end in F. So what will we do in order to form its plural? So thief, we will change F into V and adding ES. So as a result, thief, thieves. So now thieves is basically the plural of the word thief. Now similarly, leaf also end in F. So change F into V and add ES. So as a result, leaves is now the plural of leaf. Similarly, knife basically end in with FE. So in a similar way, FE is changed into V and adding ES. So knives is now basically the plural of knife. So what is the fourth technique? The native writer have written in their book that noun that basically end in F or FE. Their plural will be formed by changing F or FE into V, and at the end we will just add ES to that word. As a result, their plural will be formed. For example, knife, so knives, thief, thieves, and leaf, leaves. Now we will discussing the fifth technique, that how plurals are formed from the singular. Now we will discussing the fifth technique, that how plurals are formed from the singular. So okay, a few nouns form their plural by changing only the inside vowel. By changing the inside vowel of their singular. So what are vowel? Basically A, E, I, O, U. These are basically vowel. So a noun form their plural by changing their inside vowel of the singular. As a result, their plural are formed. For example, men. So their inside vowel here is A. So their plural is men. So we just change the inside vowel. So men is the plural of men. Similarly, tooth. So basically here are the vowel double O. And the vowel double O change into the another vowel which is double E. So now we just change the inside vowel. As a result, teeth is the plural of tooth. Similarly, foot we just again change the inside vowel, double O change into double E. So feet is now the plural of foot. So a few nouns form their plural by changing the inside vowel of their singular, from men to men, from tooth to teeth, from foot to feet, from mouse to mice. All these are example of that we just only change the inside vowel of the singular. As a result, their plural are formed. So up till now we have discussed the five techniques that how plurals are formed from the singular. Now we will discussing further techniques as well. We will discussing the sixth technique, that how plurals are formed from the singular. So what is the sixth technique? So few nouns form their plural by just adding en to their singular. So as a result, their plural are formed. For example, you will learn easy. For example, ox. So we just add en to its plural, en. So now oxen is the plural of ox. And a similar way, child. So we just add en. So now children is now the plural of child. So what is the sixth technique? In the sixth technique, we have learned that there are the nouns, few nouns, they form their plural by just adding en to their singular. As a result, their plural are formed. For example, ox, so oxen, child, so children. So now we will discussing the seven technique that how plurals are formed from the singular. Now we will discussing the seven technique that how plurals are formed from the singular. So remember that compound noun generally formed from its plural by just adding s to the principal word. Now what is compound noun? So remember that compound noun are those nouns which are basically the combination of two nouns, and that combination give a single noun. We call it compound noun. So if you miss the videos of types of noun, go through the channel, watch the videos types of noun. You will easily know that what is compound noun. So let's focus on the seventh technique that how plurals are formed. So now compound noun generally formed from its plural by adding s to its principal word. So remember that example, commander in chief. So now the principal word here is commander. So we will just add s to its principal word. So commanders in chief is now the plural of singular commander in chief. Similar, daughter-in-law. So daughter here is basically the principal or the main word. So now we will just add again here s to its principal word, daughters-in-law. Similarly, son-in-law, so sons-in-law. So now we have discussed the seven technique that compound noun generally form their plural by adding s to its principal word or a main word. For example, commander-in-chief, so commanders-in-chief. Daughter-in-law, daughters-in-law. Son-in-law, sons-in-law. So we have discussed seven techniques that how plurals are formed from the singular. In this video, we have discussed the noun number in a very systematic way. We discussed what is singular number, then we discussed what is plural number, and then we discussed the seven techniques that how plurals are formed from the singular. So if you like this video, share this video with your friends, like and subscribe the channel, and don't forget to comment. Thank you very much.